Welcome back to Universe X YouTube, and today I am actually here to talk about the red reveal for, I guess, Battle Evolution. It is kind of interesting. We definitely have some news about it. They decided to push it back due to the pandemic and distribution issues. So we will be getting this later than expected, which actually makes some of the premier in-person tournaments that's happening in March not have a new set in it. So this meta is going to actually be able to solidify and become its own being for quite some time. So yeah, that's actually pretty hype because the people will be able to practice and go hard in that. But in the meantime, we do have all of Red's cards spoiled. So I would like to go over that. I guess as we jump into it, as always, if you like the content, think about subscribing. We are on the road to 1,000 now. We're almost to 600. I am very, very pleased with the support. We got more cool stuff to be given away to people. Like I said, I am almost done getting to everybody who won something to contact me. I was trying to ship on Monday. I think I'll still be able to hit that, but if I, for some reason, don't get everybody's, I will let you guys know. Because I do want to ship it at one time because it's just going to be a chunk of money at one time to send everything out. So, there's that. As always, just the normal plugs. Shout outs to Maui GraphiX because they're making these cool leader cards. I'm gonna have some to give away, and I'm definitely gonna make a video on those. Shout outs to Tri-Finity Customs. Actually, I'm gonna say another local, but this one's actually local. It's like close-ish to me. Making awesome, cool custom mats upon request and payment. Still got the video for that coming. And then just want to plug my Dragon Ball video game channel, which is UniXDB. It'll also be in the description. So. Let's hop into the red cards. It's kind of weird. There's only 10 new red cards. Now, granted, some of Nappa's cards aren't going to be in this color, because if I'm not mistaken, I just want to make sure that I'm not wrong. We definitely have I'm sorry, I just wanted to make sure that I just didn't say this out of my butt and then be like, oops, wrong. But I'm pretty sure they've shown us that some of the Nappa cards are going to be red-green. I'm just scrolling down just to check, and I see, yeah, Nappa Break Cannon Unleashed is red-green. So there's some cards in here that we still need to see the full archetype. But let's get to the ones we do have right now. We got Nappa's frontside leader ability. Activate main. Once per turn, add one card from your life to your hand, play up to one Cyberman card from your deck, and then shuffle your deck. When your life is at 4 or less, you may switch up to one of your energy active mode, play up to 2 Cyberman cards from your deck, shuffle your deck, and flip this card over. Okay, so that's pretty cool, but we need to see the backside before we can actually start talking about this leader. The next part of this leader is actually the backside. Nappa and Saibamen, the first invaders. Auto, when this card attacks, play up to one Cyberman card from your deck, then shuffle your deck. Auto, once per turn, one of your Cyberman cards is KO'd. Choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and it gets minus 10,000 power for the turn. Activate main. Once per turn, look at 7 cards from the top of your deck, add up to one red Vegeta or Nappa card with an energy cost of 4 or less among them to your hand, then shuffle your deck. If you added a card to your hand, choose one card in your hand and place it at the bottom of your deck. Okay. So, couple cool things. You're able to pull Cyberman from your deck, and you're going to see why that's actually viable later, because Cyberman, I'm going to spoil it, is a card that you can play as many cards as you want in your deck, kind of like meta coolers. So, that's going to be neat. However, looking at this, okay, like, every time you attack, you play a Cyberman card, and then when one of your Cyberman cards is KO'd, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and it gains minus 10,000. This is really neat, especially when, well, it's neat and not neat, because it specifically says KO, not removed from field. So your opponent can warp them or bounce them in the hand, and they don't get to neg anything. Your opponent can also just not KO them. Like if you combo with them or they go by your effect, that's not it. So they have to be KO'd. So you either have to have a self-triggering KO skill, or your opponent has to swing into them, and it's weird. Like if I know I'm gonna get minus 10k, I'm not swinging into them. You're gonna have to make it a blocker. So that's a little off-putting. And then it is cool that once per turn you can tutor for a Vegeta or Nappa card with 4 or less, but then you have to put a card from the bottom of your hand to the bottom, or from your hand to the bottom of the deck. So this card is gonna break even On its front side, it's going to +1, and I guess +2 because of the body on the field. It thins out your deck by 1, or by 2, yeah, by 1 as well. But on the back side, it doesn't draw cards. It just tries to search for a Vegeta or Nappa. So when you don't draw cards, your archetype has to be a little more busted because you need to see how you're getting your cards. So I have to reserve judgment on this one. It scares me. The next card on the list is Yamcha, Wolfang Pitching Fistball. Now this is pretty cool. First off, the art's amazing. I wish this came in TP foil. But auto once per turn, when one of your red Cyberman cards is KO'd, you may play that card from your drop area with its skills negated for the turn. Okay, this is very much so like Vados and Whis' combination, except it's on one card. So there are times where your Cyberman can get KO'd, blow up -10k, and you bring it back, but it can't do the same thing that turn. Okay. Now, activate main, you may choose one of your red or green Cyberman cards and KO it. If you do, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, and it gets -10,000 power for the turn. This is a cool trigger on the +1, because if you do this in conjunction with your leader, that means once per turn you can kill a Saibaman. -20k, because you get the trigger from your leader and the trigger from Yamcha. -20k on your opponent's card. So that means every turn you have a free point and click kill for most of the game. That's actually really neat. And then you're going to be able to, with its auto once per turn, bring that Cyberman back, so it's a continuous chain. And it doesn't say in rest mode, so you can hopefully protect it outside of attacks. I mean, people can still smoke it with effects, but that's pretty neat. Activate main -5. Choose up to 9 of your red or green battle cards, energy cost of 1, and they get +11,000 power for the turn. Now, this deck is going to be able to flood with Cybermen. So Cybermen are going to be really small, but this is going to allow you to make a horde of things later on. Well, a horde of weenies. So overall, I kind of like this. -5 is a lot for a card that has to take up by 1, only has 9,000 attack. So that's kind of an issue, because I don't really ever think you're going to get the -5 off this. It's too vulnerable. Leader swing every turn can keep it down by 1 peg. That's a lot. The next card I want to talk about is Vegeta the Executioner. Barrier. Activate main once per turn, choose one of your Cyberman cards and KO it. Draw 1 card, then choose up to 2 of your red Cyberman cards, and they gain +10,000 power for the turn. This is cool because you're generating those Cybermen for free, and then you're blowing it up with this Vegeta who has barrier. He's an enabler. You're blowing it up, and you know, with your leader skill, you're gonna be able to neg that 10,000 something, and then you're gonna be able to draw a card. So you thin your deck out by 1, get in the Cybermen to the field, and you can pop it, make a pseudo kill spell, beef up 2 of your Cybermen to swing. And that's neat, and your opponent's gonna have to worry about whether they want to actually swing on the Cyberman, because they can give -10,000. So that's pretty neat. Now, here we are. Cyberman Infinite Assault. You can include as many copies of this card in your deck as you like. When this card is KO, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards at 10,000 power or less and KO it. Now, this is kind of interesting, because at this point, you're gonna be able to start paper clipping people. You kill a Cyberman, and with his effect, you kill a weenie. But then with Yamcha's and your leader's effect, you add -20k to something else. And you can potentially clear out 2 cards with 1 Cyberman KO when you have the right setup. I think that's actually pretty cool. I wish it was just another -10k, because then you could kill a Cyberman and destroy something like a Dark Broly. But, you know, we can't be that snapped. I think that'd actually be a little overtuned. But yeah, I like the fact this is like the first card you can add as many cards as you want that actually has an effect. Definitely like that. Then you have Golden Frieza the Perished. Activate main once per turn if you have red and blue cards in your energy area, and you place this one card from your life into you place 1 card from your life into your drop. For the turn, this card gains +20,000 power and can't attack your opponent's leader cards, and you can't play battle cards except Universe 7 cards. Alright, I'm gonna put this out here. I think this card is do-you. Number 1, it has an energy stipulation, so you have to either be playing a dual colored deck or you have to off charge. That's really weird. I know it's meant for Invoker, but another thing is, why would you want to crit yourself? You were literally critting yourself for a 25k swing on a 1-drop. And I guess in some ways that can be a removal, but your deck already has Emperor's Death Beam. Your deck already is Royal Condemnation things off the field before they get to their heat phalanx. So I don't understand the point of critting yourself when you could just find another way to take life and keep that in hand and not crit it. Like, and it's a 1-drop, so most of green will annihilate it on the counter phase. I just don't like this card. If you think this card is better than what I'm saying, please leave me comments, because I need to be shown the light. I just read it and I was like, ew. No, I'm not good. I'm not good with it. And that last stipulation kind of hurts it too. Now moving on to the next one, we got unexpected casualties. If your leader card is a red Nappa card, you choose one card in your hand, discard it, and then send this card from your drop area to your warp. Play up to one Cyberman card from your deck, then shuffle your deck. Okay. Interesting. Activate battle, choose one of your Saibamen cards and KO it. Draw one card and then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and gain minus 10,000 power. Now this is hilarious because you can have a Cyberman on field and then you could activate unexpected casualties and you could do something like pop your Cyberman. Your leader skill in this guy is going to give minus 20k to something, and then you're going to give kill something with 10k or less, and it comes back. And if you so choose, you can use Yamcha's effect to pop it, and then minus 10k something else. So I think this is actually pretty cool. And then when it's in the grave, you can discard a card in your hand, and then remove it, and then summon a Cyberman from deck. It's a little costly because you just negged one to put a Cyberman on the field, but it's still pretty neat that it can be used on the field and it can be used in the drop zone. I like utility like that. Now we've got testing the opposition. Counterattack for 2, that's a little thick. If your leader card is mono red, negate the attack and play one Cyberman token. It gains blocker. Okay. If your life is at 5 or less, you can activate this card's counter by adding one card from your life to your hand. So if you can go from 5 to 4 with this. Okay, cool. Then you've got launch inspiring support. I'm sorry I skipped over that so quick, but it just wasn't that good. Didn't seem that good to me. Again, I may be looking at this wrong. Blocker. Auto for 1. Your leader is a red Earthling card or a Heroine card. At the end of the battle where this card is used in a combo, play this card from your drop area. Doesn't directly support the launch deck. We're gonna have to see more of the Heroine cards because I'm pretty sure they're gonna be spread out through each color. But I mean, it's a blocker that you can play for 1 after comboing with it. So that's not bad. Adds 5k, pay 1 to get a blocker. And now we're at the SR because they skipped over rares. There were no new rare cards. We got Vegeta Royal Evolution. This card was spoiled a while ago, but let's go over it. Auto red. If your opponent has 3 or more energy and it's your turn, at the end of a battle in which you combo with this card from your hand, switch up to one of your mono red leader cards to active mode. That card gains plus 5,000 power and its keyword skills negate it for the turn. You can't activate non-keyword leader skills or skills on copy of this card for the turn. Okay. Activate battle. Red, if your leader card is mono red and you discard the card from your hand, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and gains minus 10,000 power. This is interesting. So it can be used in conjunction with Nappa because of the minus 10,000. For 1 red, you could also add another minus 10,000. However, it's kind of weird. I don't like the first ability for a couple reasons. 1, it has too many stipulations. It has to be on your turn, which makes sense for standing your leader. But 3 or more energy on your opponent, which means if you go first, it is dead on your first, second, third turn. I don't want a card that's dead through the most crucial parts of the game. And then if you're going second, it's still dead turn 1, turn 2. And then you can't activate non-keyword skills. It's like you cut yourself off from plays for a leader swing that can't even use any of the leaders. Yeah, I love the art. I don't think I love the card. That's just me though. So as for the Nappa archetype, I won't be doing a video on that until we can see more of the cards, until we get more of the red greens, if there are any. If we see the greens and see more Nappa cards, that'd be cool. I'll see about it, but we'll look at it. We'll look at it soon enough. But yeah, that was the overview of the 10 new red cards. They are reprinting Exploiting Weakness in the other SR slot for red, and I think that's really cool. Exploiting Weakness has a lot of good places in the format right now, and I do think that it's a good card. It's gonna cost 3 when it comes out, but it may actually be a cooler card to play in the format if the format gets a little slower, like by 1 turn or so. But yeah, that's pretty much that. Thank you guys for watching. As always, if you like the content, think about subscribing, comment, let me know what you guys think, and I will see you the next time you guys decide to join Universe X. Later.